Hola a todos. My name is Christina. Welcome back to class. In today's lesson, I will be talking about a word that makes your English way better if you can learn how to use it correctly. I'm talking about the word like. The word like has become increasingly popular in spoken English in recent years and has quickly become one of the most used words in conversation. Like is an important word to study because of how often you will hear it used in conversation. Learning how to use it properly will go a long way towards making you sound more like a native speaker. Before we go further, I need to put up a disclaimer around the usage of the word like. When used in moderation, the word like can be a powerful linguistic tool and more for you that are learning the language. Use it too much and you risk sounding like a teenage girl. People who overuse the word like are perceived as less intelligent and less articulate than people who avoid using it. My advice is to you to only incorporate usage of the word like in one or two of the following ways, but not all of them. What you already know. You are already familiar with two definitions of the word like. You know that to like means to enjoy. For example, I like to eat Mexican food. I like to eat Mexican food. Peter likes making pizza. Peter likes making pizza. Also, you know that you can use the word like when something is similar to something else. For example, written Spanish is kind of like Portuguese. Written Spanish is kind of like Portuguese. Written Spanish is kind of like Portuguese. Australian English is not like New Zealand English. Australian English is not like New Zealand English. I'm thinking about what to say. When you are thinking about what to say and want to fill the air with something, like is the word that you use. In this case, like is very similar to tipo in Portuguese. If you stay silent for too long, someone may interrupt you. To avoid this, keep saying like, until you remember what you are going to say. Here are some examples. Do you think you and Janet are going to get married? Do you think you and Janet are going to get married? I don't know. Like, I want to, but then again, I'm kind of scared, you know? I don't know. Like, I want to, but then again, I'm kind of scared, you know? What did you do last week? What did you do last week? I don't remember. I don't remember. So what do you want to do today? So what do you want to do today? To report speech or thought. When telling a story to your friends, saying he said and I said can get pretty repetitive, so sometimes you can change things up by using like. I was like can be used in the place of I said. He was like in the place of he said. Some teenage girls have completely lost the ability to say I, you, he, she said, and only use like. To be clear, it's acceptable to use he was like without seeming like a teenage girl, but just don't let it entirely replace your use of the word said. You broke up with her? Wow. How did she take it? She was like, what? After all I've done for you? Let's say it again. You broke up with her? Wow. How did she take it? She was like, what? After all I've done for you? And then the teacher was like, we have a surprise test today. And I was like, geez, I didn't study at all. One more time. And then the teacher was like, we have a surprise test today. And I was like, geez, I didn't study at all. And then the teacher was like, we have a surprise test today. And I was like, geez, I didn't study at all. Well, I mean, like the last time we talked, he was like, I think we should see other people. And then I was like, but Mike, I really like you. Well, I mean, like the last time we talked, he was like, I think we should see other people. And then I was like, but Mike, I really like you. To reduce conviction, certainty, or force. Like can be used if you aren't entirely sure about what you are saying and you want to convey your uncertainty. When used like this, like should be before a number, time, or quantity. Do you exercise a lot? I enjoy working out, but not all the time or anything. What time will you be at the party? I'll be there at 5 or 6. In the above conversation, it was used like this. We should go to the beach. Like can also be used to lessen the force of what you are demanding or requesting of someone. Could you do it tomorrow? Oh, sure, no problem. Could you do it tomorrow? Oh, sure, no problem. Can you shut up? Can you shut up? Like meaning approximately. Do you have a hard time pronouncing the word approximately? Just start using like instead. Like can be used to show that you are uncertain of a quantity that you are giving to someone. For example, entrance to that bar should be $10. He's 10 or 11 years old, I think. Like meaning for example. In almost all cases, the word like can be used to replace for example. When used this way, it should be before a noun or a noun phrase. So have you been to any Asian countries like Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, or North Korea? Do you have any hobbies like stamp collecting or photography? To reinforce. The last use of like is to add reinforcement to something that you are saying. I don't recommend using like in this way, but I feel like I should add it in here for the sake of completeness. Did you see that girl? Yeah, she's like so hot. How was Hawaii? Oh, it was like perfect. In the conversation from the beginning, it was used like this. Like, it's such a beautiful day out. So like, that's it. I hope you've learned a few new uses for the word like today. If you have any questions about their usage, please leave a comment below. Have you ever heard someone use like in one of the ways described here? Leave your answer in the comments below.